Hey everybody, I'm Maurice from Mozon 1967 channel, and today I want to talk a little bit about the laser Vortex. I've been seeing them all over the internet, and I wanted to try my hand at it. So I bought a cheap little laser module. I think it was a 5-watt laser module. It's a class 2, and I put together a laser module, a laser Vortex, and I noticed that as you leave these laser modules on, they get dimmer and dimmer until finally they can't create the laser vortex. So I had an idea that I wanted to turn the laser on and off when somebody walked up to it. So what I did is I put together my own version of the laser vortex, which used a couple of relays and a motion sensor to trigger the fog machine and the laser. So as you walked up to it, everything would kick on, and then eventually it would go off. So it wasn't on continuously, and it worked very well. So I wanted to share that with you today, and that's what this video is about. I wanted up making a handheld laser with a cheap little green laser, a couple AA batteries, and a little switch here. And I also put a set of contacts on it so I could trip it with a relay as well, and Velcro strip here that I could mount it to the base and it wouldn't move around. I'm going to show you this in the video. All right, here's a close-up shot of the laser vortex project, and just want to start out by saying I started out the laser with a box like this. There's a box of screws from the local hardware store, okay, and drilled a hole in it here and added a set of batteries and a switch to the top and a terminal to the side to make the laser unit. And that laser unit runs off of 3 volts. All right, here's a close-up shot of the actual laser module that I made. Very simple. It's just a momentary button. Okay, the laser module is in here. I believe, like I said, it was a 5-watt class 2, but don't quote me on the class. The class is very important. You don't want a laser module that's going to blind anybody if they look into it. The laser module that I picked out was safe because your eye, the blink response was quicker than this could actually damage your eye. So even if you looked at it temporarily, it won't hurt you. So it's very important. You don't want to get a laser that's going to hurt anybody. Just got to be bright enough, and these green lasers are plenty bright. You really don't need anything over a 5-watt. They go very far. So basically, just be careful when you're picking it out. This one was very cheap, inexpensive. You don't have to go nuts buying the best one at all. And I just used this cheap case, put a set of contacts instead of the button. You can use the contacts to trigger it, like I said, from a relay. And there's a case in there. Originally had AAA batteries, but they were dying too fast, so I wound up putting a case in there with AA batteries. You can see the big black case in there. And that's really all there is to it. It's not a big deal. Not really hard. And you just wire the terminals in parallel with the switch. And that's all there is to that. Everything here on the laser vortex project runs off of this battery, which is 12 volts. All right, so this timing module is switching 12 volts, and these two relays are switching 12 volts and activated by 12 volts, and then the motion detector is 12 volts, and as well as the fan that I used for the mirror is 12 volts. So let's get right into it. I modified the fog machine timing module, and all I did is I added a wire here inside. If you can see right here, I wired inside to the manual button. There's a manual button, and it just gives a short. When you push this button, it shorts 2 contacts in there. So all I did is made it so that when you short these 2 wires for the fog machine, it would do the same thing as pushing the button. Now I used these relays here on the outputs for the relays. You can see the very last 3 wires here, the green and the 2 yellows, is triggering the wires I have over here for the laser. And then the other set of switches, green, yellow, yellow, the next set here went out to the fog machine. So it's just giving a short on the fog machine. And that's all done by this relay here. When the timing module is triggered via the reversing relay for the motion detector, it gives itself voltage to keep it going, and it also gives this relay voltage, which in turn switches the switches on the double pole, double throw. So I'm switching all different voltages and just giving a short to the fog machine with just one relay, which works out really handy. Here's a relay. For those of you who don't know what a relay is, I'm going to be doing another short video. There's all different kinds of relays, and just to show you quickly, this relay has a switch here to switch it from the coil, which is hooked to the positive and the negative here, the bottom 2 terminals. You can switch it to 6 volts or 12 volts. This is the actual relay itself, and it has a double pole, double throw, which means it has a double pole, 2 commons, and it throws twice when it switches. So here you see this is the common, and this is either normally open and normally closed, normally open, normally closed. And normally open, all that means is usually when this is not triggered, when you don't have a voltage going here, 2 of these are closed usually. When you add the voltage, these 2 open and these 2 short. Okay, and that happens on both sides simultaneously. So that's exactly what this relay here is. Just using it, it's a little smaller. It's a little larger. It has a larger coil. There's all different voltage coils. You can get a relay that uses 120 volts from a wall socket to activate the coil, and then it can switch all different amperages, all different voltages. You just have to use a relay that for your purposes. Make sure that the coil can handle what you're switching, and make sure that the actual switches here can handle the voltage and the current that you're going to draw through them. Okay? And this is similar to the motion detector that I used, with a longer lead though than this, and connected right down here. And we put this down the driveway, and when somebody walked up, it activated the whole device, and adjusted the timing module here for the amount of time that we wanted the unit to stay on for. Left it on long enough for the fog machine to get fog into the area, and then the laser would shine it all up. So that's basically how this whole project works. I'm going to be doing, like I said, a short video on relays, just some visuals on how to use them, and really to teach anybody who wants to know, because everything uses relays. There's all different kinds of relays. Every electronic device uses relays. This is another type of relay. It's a little reed relay, very small. Has a single pole, single throw. All that means is it has only one set of contacts. It does one thing. It throws a short when you activate it. Okay, and that's about it. All right, here's some video of the actual laser vortex Halloween prop. Notice that the vortex turns off, and as I walk through the motion detector, it turns back on. The spinning and rotating motion you see there is just an artifact of the camera. It's not really there in real life. Well, that's it for this video. Hope this video inspires you to try using some electronics in your next project. And please leave some comments and like this video if you thought it was helpful. If you're not on my channel now, come and visit me and see the rest of my 60+ videos there. Do a YouTube search for Mozon 1967. That's M-O-Z-O-N 1967. Okay, thanks for watching.